this morning with more ups and downs than Texas, and that's going to help their cause as well. It still shakes out Texas, as I said, but something like this. Rex Maurer, who has been so good this competition. If Texas goes 1-2 in this event, they're seeded 1-3. Boy, it could be over earlier than we think. This is a huge event for Cal, much more important than Texas, because you see there, Ted, no Cal swimmers. I take that back. Lucas Amvo. I overlooked him in lane 5, so, but here's the case. Amvo has to do at least his job. He's got the second fastest time in the country, right, Ted? So if he gets second, even if Texas maintains this event first and third, that is what they're seeded. A lot more events for Cal to move up and Texas to move down, because you've got the B finals as well.
So the three in the middle of the pool, lanes 3, 4, and 5, have the 3 fastest times this year. David Johnston of Texas in lane 4, the fastest time, that was at the SEC Championships. Onvo's second fastest, and Maurer third fastest. So there you go. And I liked your comment a moment ago. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Do you expect anything in this race?
Well, and I would say anything can happen, except you've got a legendary coach in Bob Bowman coaching the Longhorns. That you know he's going to have them ready. We've talked about the amazing performance he did with Arizona State last year in winning that championship. If he wins again this year, that would be the first time in history. You know these kids from Texas know what's at stake, as does Cal, as does Indiana. They all do. It's hard to believe that Texas is going to lay an egg. They haven't thus far. So what makes you believe they're going to do it here tonight? And getting back to this time real quick, you mentioned Johnson, Amvo, and Maurer. The fastest time was set in an earlier heat. That was Carson Hick from Kentucky. He went 14:30.35. So that is now the third fastest time in the country this year, and the fastest time coming in this meet, right?
Yeah.
I mean, coming into this race.
That's the time in the clubhouse. So here's the other question, Rowdy, and this is always, I know in the swim world, this always gets talked about, is how events are scheduled. So here's this event that's on the final night of competition. Rex Maurer's already won the 500 free and the 400 IM here, so, and he's been on a relay. So
Piece of cake.
Piece there, okay, see? So dummies like me make too much of that, is what you're saying. It's wonderful to be young, isn't it?
Hey, by the way, buddy, that is a Bob Bowman face if I've ever seen one. Right? I mean, that's exactly the way he looks every single race, man. He is constantly studying everything about it. You know, stroke, obviously splits. He's got it all in his mind. I talked to Michael recently, Michael Phelps, obviously. I just chatted with him a couple days ago, and you know, he knows exactly what Bob's capable of doing with a group of young men that really are swimming as well as they could, and he fully expected Texas to win this.
And right now at 400 out of the 1650. Up at the very top is Sárkány of Indiana. He's taking it out a little faster, and just below him, Noah Millard from Yale.
You know, Sárkány won this event last year. He was 14:30. He won it by 6 seconds last year. He has not swum as well this year. It's been 14:37. You know, let's check out his next 50. That's kind of a starting point to see where everybody kind of lies out this first 500. You want to feel like you're building each 500. The record 14:12. That's a Bobby Fink record. You know him, back-to-back Olympic champions in the mile. Here he is at 4:19. Nobody's going to be close to that record. about 4 seconds behind Bobby's.
So now let's just say Maurer at 500. Maurer's 3 seconds behind the lead.
This is a stretch for Rex Maurer. I mean, he did not swim this last year, but last year you might as well throw out the window. He was 31st in the 500, came back and won it this year. He was 30th in the 400 IM, came back and won it this year. There's Sárkány right there, looking good. Again, I try to judge by splits. Very important to see if they're consistent. 6'1", 6'2", 6 flat, 6'1". I'm talking about 26s. Bobby Fink averaged 25.8 per 50 in his record swim. He was 4:15, 4:19, 4:19 in his first 3 500s. But you know what? He's got a bit of an advantage because he can certainly see what's underneath him. All these guys are kind of checking each other out, right? They're saying, you know, the race is going to be in the middle of the pool. I have a feeling they all said, you know, the coaches said, keep an eye on Sárkány, keep an eye on him.
Yeah, as the defending champ, you're right. And he's, I mean, he has a pretty decent lead here as we're coming up to the 700 turn. That's what I'm asking you as we're closing in. We're not quite halfway yet. What's a lead that
insurmountable? None.
Yeah.
None right now.
Not
I mean,
yet. Okay.
no. 700 yards in.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy could be 25 yards ahead. If his name was Bobby Fink or Katie Ledecky, I'd say it's over. But right now, no lead is insurmountable at this point.
Maurer is 5th at the 700, 4 seconds off the lead.
You know, I personally like Johnston here, even more so than Maurer. I mean, he's had a great meet thus far. Remember, he was on the Olympic team in this event for the United States this past summer. He was only 18th, but he had a really good summer. There's the Texas boys right there. Maurer, Johnston right next to each other. They know each other better than anything. Can you imagine, Ted?
And we're talking about Texas and Cal on Vos in the white cap just above Johnston. And guess what? If Sárkány can swim the back half of this and win it for Indiana, how about that for the second place race?
It would be huge. He's seeded 8th. To go from 8th place points to 20 points, that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what we talked about. If you could find a way to really swing that balance from one big swing to another, you could do it. But Texas is not going anywhere right now. I mean, they're 3rd and 4th right now, Ted. Vos is 7th, but you've got, okay, here's important. Here's Sárkány right there. Again, very consistent, 6'3", 6'1", 6'3", 6'2", all good splits. These guys underneath him, watch, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys, all turning within about a second of each other at the most. I mean, they're all right there. That is pretty incredible, right? I mean,
you're right, Rowdy. You have lane 8, Sárkany's out in front. Lane 1 is Stanford's Liam Custer. He's trailing. The other 6 are all in a battle.
They're all right there together. I mean, Vos is 7th, right? He is exactly 1 second behind Millard, the kid from Yale up there in lane number 7. He's 2nd. 1 second behind is Vos. That's how close it is for 2nd. And they're all, let's see, that's 8:42 right there, Ted. They're all about 5 seconds slower than Sárkány.
Yeah, Maurer's edged up a little bit, so Maurer's into 3rd, but still he was almost 5 seconds off the lead at the 1,000.
Well, I love the way Yale has swum here. We've said their name quite a few times.
And we're starting to get a little push by Levi Sandage of Kentucky in lane 6. Well, we're coming up to 1,100 here, and nobody's Sárkány's not falling off, and nobody's getting close.
I'm trying to find somebody that's trying to make a move, and I'm not seeing it, buddy. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of 6'4", 6'3", 6'5s, but Sárkány's another 6'3" right there. He's still outsplit everybody in the field. He's been doing that every single 50. Now, Sandage went 26 flat the previous 50, but back to 26.3 there. He's a little over the map. He's 6'4", 6 flat, 6'3", so Sandage in lane 6 from Kentucky. Remember, his teammate has the top time right now, 14:30.
That's right, Maurer, Texas is second, Sandage, Kentucky third, very close at the 11:50. But man, nobody's catch, still a 5-second lead for Sárkány.
I can't imagine these guys don't know that Sárkány is up there. I've got to believe they know that. But if they want to win, or if they want to do something, they've got to do it now. Now's the time. You asked me that question 5 minutes ago. I said plenty of time. Now they're running out of time, buddy. I mean, they're running out of time.
And that's why you ask about Maurer. And Onvo has been in a bunch of events for Cal, and you say on this last night, you know, when they dig deep, what's there?
Well, here's Maurer. He outsplit Sárkány the last 50. Well, let's just take this 50. He outsplit him. No, he didn't. 26.30 to 26.26. So there's no change. There's not much. And there's not much you can do against this guy jumping out on it so early. He's fearless. He was fearless. 400 yards left to go.
At the 1300, the lead still 5 seconds for Zalán Sárkány of Indiana over Maurer of Texas.
Wow. I mean, this is... You can bet the Hoosiers are going crazy right now. They just had a great consolation final of diving. That fired them up. Now Rex Maurer has really moved into a solid second. There he is right there. And Cal's starting to go nuts a little bit because Onvo is right there now for third.
Yeah, so just a little bit ahead of Owen Lloyd of NC State. Zalán Sárkány has just owned this race.
Yeah, they're not
nobody's made a push.
They're not catching him. I mean, the piano drops tremendously. Again, let's take a split. 6-1, 6-1, 6-1, 6-1, 6-1. I mean, how much more consistent can you get? Now, everybody else, I shouldn't say everybody, Maurer and Onvo, both 25.9 there. So they picked up a couple of tenths, but with 150 left to go, they're gonna have to pick up a couple of seconds per 50 to catch this guy. So, ain't no way.
So let's watch again. We have two races here. Sárkány is gonna be racing against the clock, remember that. And then we're gonna have the battle for second, third points in the team race.
14:30.35 is the time to beat. He's gonna beat that. He'll beat that. So he's got that. These other guys,
that might be a question, huh?
It might be a little question mark.
All right, it's still Maurer second of Texas, Onvo Cal third.
I think Maurer's going to get Carson Hick from a previous heat. Onvo might get him. These other guys are going to fall behind, I think. Here we go. 50 yards left to go. Nobody's catching him. How about this guy? Outside smoker.
Yep.
Give him a lot of credit. You don't think those are the Indiana guys going nuts?
Well, Zalán Sárkány from Budapest, Hungary, won this event last year swimming for Arizona State. But in this era, new school, but a repeat national championship. And coming in second is Rex Maurer for Texas. Lucas Onvo of Cal is third. Noah Millard of Yale fourth. And let's see, the top four all came in under the 14:30. Wow. Top five all did. So 1 through 5 will stay in that order. Second place points for Texas, third for Cal. And part of the national championship team last year for Arizona State. We've seen Hubert Koch do so well now for Texas, and here is Sárkány for Indiana. And what a little twist that starts this final night in the team chase for second place.
16 seconds faster than his fastest time of the season, which was done back in November. Saves his best for last. What a swim, what a performance, and what a gutsy swim. To take it out that fast, go your best time, and save it until the very end.
All right, so that is the results of the last heat, but again, the bottom schools will change a little bit. Kentucky, from the fourth heat, is at least going to get into the score. We'll get the summary results here in just a moment. That should be sixth for Kentucky,
yeah,
right?
Yep.
All right, with the winner, Elizabeth Beisel.
Zalán, you defend your title from lane one. Your 500s were 419, 422, 422. You were so consistent, and you took it out so confidently. How did you know that you were going to be able to hang on, and how much fun was it for you to do it out of lane 8?
I mean, I didn't. I got chased down a little bit in the end. I was like, I have to hold on, but I guess be back to back, baby.
You did go back to back, baby. This was a huge statement swim to open up this final night for IU. How heavy on your mind was the need for points for Indiana during that mile for you?
100%. I only did this for the team, for the fans, for the Hoosiers. This is, I mean, I was visualizing it that I'm gonna win it, and I did it with a PB too. Amazing night, and let's get this night started now.
Let's do it. Best time, NCAA title, you defend your title. Zalán, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And you saw the fervor because everybody knows what's at stake in this team competition. Big first place points for Indiana.